Are these two countries going to be able to come up with some kind of lasting agreement and a practical and suitable optical solution when it comes to this meeting between Trump and Kim? And what's your opinion? Will it go ahead?
Well, it's going to be very hard to do. One thing that we have to remember is traditional, country-to-country summits can take as long as 8 months to put together. They're highly scripted affairs. They're not a situation where you put, the two leaders in a room and they just sort of figure out, what they're going to talk about and then come to agreements. These things are all scripted, and everybody knows what the deliverables are going to be before it happens. But I have to tell you, I'm not convinced this summit is going to happen. We have to remember the fundamentals here. North Korea has agreed to denuclearize, but they have never put any specifics on the table of how they're going to do that. And it would be a big mistake for President Trump to go to Singapore unless he has some sort of agreement in place that's credible and that's verifiable that Kim will get rid of those nuclear weapons. If not, it would be a big, big mistake to go.
And Harry, the reality is North Korea has spent decades developing its nuclear weapons. Essentially, it wants nuclear acceptance, not surrender. So when you look at the situation here, how is that anywhere near the current US position, which is a push for complete denuclearization?
You're exactly right, and I think you hit the nail on the head here. It's very clear to me that both sides are just very, very far apart. The only way to break the logjam that I can see is sort of a compromise, where the United States could say to Kim Jong Un, look, we know that you want to build some sort of trust with us, that we have a long way to go, that we have multiple decades of mistrust between us. So what I would say is offer a step-by-step approach. The United States would say to Kim, look, if you give up 1 to 2 nuclear weapons, we'll drop some sanctions. They give up maybe 1 to 2 ICBMs, we drop some more sanctions. That might be a way to sort of test the North Koreans' intentions to see if they're really serious about denuclearization. And if they won't even agree to that sort of deal, I would advise for President Trump not to go to Singapore.
So what arm-bending measures will the US be able to provide Kim Jong Un that he simply wouldn't be able to refuse? Do you see any other concessions beyond sanctions relief?
Well, Kim Jong Un's probably going to want a lot to get rid of those nuclear weapons. I mean, he's spent billions of dollars developing them. As you said, he spent decades, crafting them. So he might want hundreds of billions of dollars of economic aid and grants. He's going to want a security guarantee. He's going to want a peace treaty. He's going to want diplomatic recognition from the United States. And here's the kicker. He might want all of that up front before he gets rid of his nuclear weapons. And that's the danger here for Washington. We've played this game with the North Koreans before. We've given concessions up front. They pocket the concessions. We end up negotiating for years with them to get rid of their nuclear weapons, and then nothing ever happens. We have to break that logjam. We can't do that again.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.